She stood in the center of the packed store like she had been quietly selected by something she never agreed to. Not gradually, not fairly, instantly. It started with a voice, casual, sharp, almost thoughtless. I think she took it. That sentence didn't just land. It spread. Within seconds, the atmosphere shifted. Conversations broke mid-sentence. A shopping cart froze in place. A laugh disappeared before it could finish forming. The store was no longer a store. It had become a stage, and she was suddenly the only person on it. She felt it immediately. The moment a person stops being treated as a person and becomes a suspicion shaped like one. Then came the eyes. Not a few. All at once. Curious, certain, ready. Someone frowned like they had already solved the case. A phone rose into the air without hesitation, recording before truth even had time to exist. She didn't move, because something in her already understood. When a crowd decides your story, movement doesn't save you. It confirms you. Security arrived next. Not rushing, not asking, just deciding. 2 guards stepped in, and space itself seemed to tighten around her. Step aside. A circle formed. Effortless. Automatic. Human instinct turning uncertainty into geometry. Contain what feels uncomfortable. Explain it later. The girl scanned the faces around her, searching for the smallest crack of doubt. There was none. Certainty had already won. Then the victim appeared, holding a small empty box. This was taken, he said. Simple, clean, final. The crowd leaned in, not because they understood, but because certainty is easier to hold than truth. I didn't take anything, she said. Clear, steady. But clarity rarely survives inside collective belief. Someone muttered behind her, everyone says that. The camera zoomed closer. Not for truth, for evidence of a story already chosen. She tried again, but stopped halfway, because she realized something heavier than fear. No one was listening to understand. They were listening to confirm. Then the victim smiled, small, controlled, and said, I planted it. Silence didn't arrive. It collapsed. For a moment, the entire store lost direction. A child froze. A hand stopped mid-air. Even sound seemed uncertain. The guards hesitated. Phones lowered slightly. The girl didn't react immediately. Her mind was still holding 2 realities that didn't belong together. Accused, then cleared, but not yet free. Then the employee exhaled lightly. Relax. It was just a test. A test. But didn't soften anything. It exposed everything. Because suddenly, it wasn't about theft anymore. About how fast a human being can be rewritten when no one questions the story. The silence that followed wasn't relief. It was recognition. Uncomfortable, heavy, real. One guard finally asked, quietly, so there was no theft? No, the employee said. And just like that, the story broke apart. But what remained didn't disappear. Because what had happened wasn't about an object. It was about judgment arriving faster than thought. The girl exhaled slowly, like she had been holding her breath the entire time without realizing it. Phones lowered. Eyes drifted away. The certainty that once filled the room had nowhere to stand anymore. No one apologized properly. Because apology requires understanding. And understanding takes longer than attention spans. She walked out. The automatic doors slid open, then closed behind her with a soft mechanical sound that felt heavier than it should have. Outside, the world continued as if nothing had happened. But something had shifted inside her, because her mind replayed it all. The eyes, the phones, the certainty, the smile, the collapse. And then, earlier, a quieter moment from the same day. An old man struggling with a fallen wallet near the entrance. Cards scattered, cash slipping, hands shaking slightly with urgency and age. People walked past, not cruelly, just efficiently. She had stopped, knelt down, helped gather everything carefully, piece by piece. No audience, no recording, no judgment, just a small act of order restored in a moment of disorder. The old man kept thanking her like kindness was something he had almost forgotten how to recognize. She smiled, left before it became anything more than what it was. That version of her existed too, but no one in the store had seen it. Now she understood something simple and irreversible. Judgment is fast because it doesn't need truth. Kindness is invisible because it doesn't ask to be seen. And sometimes, the same world that almost destroys your name was never paying attention when you were quietly proving it wrong.